Well, just really happy for the kids to get a win and play real well. Again, coming off a tough weekend, we got to have a practice yesterday. To be honest with you, it wasn't a great practice. I was very concerned about today. They seemed to be really down yesterday, down in the dumps from the weekend. And I talked to them for a while about, just perspective. The people are wondering why I have a CJ on my hat. That's in remembrance of young man that was killed in a ATV accident, Cedric Harris's son, CJ. And I talked about Jaden Hill's unfortunate injury and, how life sometimes, is very difficult, and you're going to face a lot of adversity in life, and you can bounce back from it. Imagine being a parent and having to bury a 14-year-old child. That's difficult. Losing a baseball game is something you can bounce back from. It's to have to deal with other things in life is really much more difficult. And we talked about just a lot of life lessons that you can learn through the difficult things that are thrown your way. And I don't know if they were thinking about a lot of those things during practice yesterday, but we didn't have a great practice. And I was really concerned that today we're going to show up and be very flat. But we came out and I thought played a really good game. We got off to a good start early, and Gio gave us a lift with the RBI double with 2 outs. I thought Garrett Edwards pitched out of a jam right there in the first inning, made some big pitches. And Helmers did the same in his innings, and really the plan with the pitching staff kind of worked to perfection. And thought Theo Millis threw the ball extremely well, and everybody really pitched well. And we got some hits, and had some got to have a little bit of fun playing the game again. So it was a nice lift for the team. They deserved it, and I was happy that they got to win a ball game and enjoy playing baseball.
Coach David from Rivals, what was the mood of the team after the game? Was it improved as based on, as compared to practice yesterday?
Oh yeah. Well, they weren't, they weren't popping champagne or anything in the locker room. I can assure you that, but they were, they were happy. I mean, they're kids, and, they were proud of themselves. They just played a good ball game, and they're happy they won, and there was some good natured ribbing going on. And, you go out there and you play, and you're working hard. You go through a full pre-game routine, and then you play 9 innings, and you're devoting a lot of time, and you want to be successful. They were proud of themselves. They went out and played a good ball game. And McNeese has a good team. They just split a 4-game series this weekend at Southeastern Louisiana, which is a good team. We knew that they were going to be tough, and our guys came out and played a good ball game. So, gets us ready in a positive frame of mind to go to Lexington this weekend and get ready to take on the Wildcats. You'd much rather, come off a win and get ready for a big weekend series in the SEC than play a bad ball game and lose. So, it's a win, and it's a game in the correct column, overall record. And, let's get ready now for an SEC series, and let's see if we can start to put a dent in that SEC record.
Coach, I'm just sort of wondering what you took away from Gio's performance today in his first game back in, a couple weeks.
Yeah, sure. Who's asking that question? I don't see any.
Taylor.
Hey, Taylor.
Taylor, how you doing?
Yeah, your face isn't on the screen for me. Yeah, it was good to see Gio back out there. He didn't really have any, major chances in the outfield where he had to extend himself. But I'll tell you what, the swing in the first inning or first at bat was huge. He went up and attacked that ball and drove it off the wall in left field, and 2 out RBIs are huge. That gave the team a big lift, and then he executed a safety squeeze to perfection. So, 2 RBIs right out of the gate. What more can you ask? I got him out of the game, not for, any injury or anything like that, but just the first day back, playing 7 innings, I thought was enough. The score was a score that, felt like we had the game pretty much in hand, and there was no use taking any more chances that he might strain the hamstring. So, I thought he did a good job.
And then a follow-up, if I could real quick. If you had to put a number on it, would you say he's 100% back to full health or
He tells
close
me
to
he's
being?
100%. I haven't seen him run full speed, in a game yet. When I watch him out there, chasing fly balls in practice yesterday, I wouldn't have described it as 100%. It looked like he was still holding back a little bit. I would probably, if I put a number on it, I'd say 80 to 90%. But he tells me it's 100%. So I don't know if he's purposely holding back a little bit unless he needs to really, get after it, or if something is there that's keeping him from doing it. But there hasn't been a need for him to fully extend tonight, nor in practice yesterday. So, we'll see. Hopefully it'll hang in there. And, I tried the little, Will Safford kid this past weekend, but you could see that, he's just lacking experience, or a couple plays that he didn't get great jumps on the ball. And I think balls that Gio probably would have caught and, could have, perhaps changed a little bit of the direction of the game, this past weekend. So, we're a better team if Gio's in there. So we're going to hopefully, be able to keep him in there and keep him healthy.
Paul, it's Wilson. In the big fourth inning there, it seemed like y'all were trying to manufacture runs a little bit, maybe not rely on the long ball quite as much. Was that a sort of a concerted effort coming to this, that you wanted to get down some bunts and really move guys around more?
Yeah, well, the situations presented themselves for us, Wilson. We haven't had a lot of opportunities, when you only get 4 hits in a game like we did all 3 games this weekend. And especially when you're behind in the games, the opportunities don't really present themselves that much for you. Today, fortunately, we got a lead, and then we had several base runners, and the outs and the personnel of the situations allowed us to put some pressure on the other team. And, that's how I like to coach, is put some pressure on the other team. When Zach Arnold put his bunt down, that was not an intended sacrifice bunt. He was bunting for a hit. He just put it too much towards the pitcher. But as it turned out, it moved 2 runners into scoring position, and then Dylan Cruz came through with a base hit. So it worked out well for us. But, we had I think we had a hit and run where the runners were able to move up, and we were going to bunt with Jordan Thompson, but then the count got to an advantage count, and he got a good pitch to hit. So I went ahead and let him hit, and he ended up coming through with an RBI single, which was really big. Yeah, but when you can't sit around and just wait for big home runs or big hits, if you're struggling to score runs, and we'd been struggling to score runs. So I kind of, was hoping that we'd have some situations where we could kind of put runners in motion and try to make some things happen. And it worked out well for us tonight. Guys loosen up when that happens. They, create holes out there in the defense, and you kind of get them on their heels a little bit, and it gets everybody loosened up. And, I thought it worked out well tonight.
Real quick, speaking of Zach Arnold, is he okay after getting hit there?
I don't know. I tell you, I'm worried, to be honest with you. He got hit right in the back of his hand, and it really swelled up fast, and we're getting it x-rayed tonight. So I'm waiting to hear from our trainer. I'm hopeful, but I wouldn't be surprised if I get bad news. Let's put it that way.
My last question is, from what you saw tonight, anybody stand out in terms of they made their case to be that Sunday starter in Lexington?
Well, I thought Garrett Edwards threw well, and obviously, that was something I wanted to see how he'd look. But Blake Money is certainly a candidate as well. AD and I will talk about it tomorrow, and come up with a little bit of a plan. But I'm sure we're just going to take it one game at a time this weekend, David, and have all hands on deck, and try to win the first game and have everybody available, and see where we go from there. I'm sure it's going to be I'm sure what we'll announce is Marceau, Labus, and then TBA, and see where we are, after 2 games. Okay. Thank you all.
All right, y'all can get started with questions for Kade.
Okay, David from Rivals. Coach Mainieri talked about how he was concerned coming into this game because of the mood of the team at your last practice. I'd like to know, what was the mood of the team? Was it down coming off the sweep?
I mean, we didn't practice really well yesterday. So, I mean, that was pretty much it, but it's really encouraging to come out today and play like we did. So, obviously we weren't happy about the sweep, but we came today and got the job done. So
How beneficial is a double-digit game, where you're hitting the ball and you double-digit runs, things are working, to maybe get that bad taste out of your mouth from Vanderbilt?
yeah, I mean, it's awesome. We're taking it one game at a time. So just us being able to execute our hitting is, really big. So it's really encouraging going into Kentucky.
Hey, Kade, you guys got back Gio tonight, came through with some big hits and some nice plays out in the outfield. I mean, does he bring stability to that center field position for you guys? And just talk about his impact when he's healthy for your offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have him back in the lineup. Gio's a great player, and he brings some great talent to our team. So it's great to have him back out there. So yeah, he had a huge hit in the beginning innings of the game that really, got us started. So it's great to see him back out there.
Kade batting 6th tonight. Was that, I don't know, motivating for you to be a little bit lower in the lineup, or did it also maybe change the sort of pitches that you got being a little bit further down in the order?
I mean, I don't really think it changed my mindset at all. I'm just going up there and trying to execute and get the pitch to handle. So I was able to do that tonight. So I mean, it's just wherever they need me to be, I'll gladly be there and try to get the job done.
Coach Mainieri said that he talked to you a lot yesterday about perspective, using Jaden Hill's injury and the death of CJ Harris as examples about what's really important. On the Jaden thing there, I mean, how did that sort of affect y'all coming into today, having that sort of discussion after the sweep?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was terrible news to find out about Jaden, but coming in, we kind of wanted to, kind of do it for him in a way, and really just, I don't know. It's just.
Any more questions? Thank y'all. Y'all can start with questions for Garrett.
Garrett, David from Rivals. Talk about your performance tonight. It seemed like things were feeling well for you, and you feel like you made your case for your audition to be that Sunday starter.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really wasn't thinking about the Sunday starting spot going into this game. I was just going in, and I feel like my last 3 or 4 outings, I've been like 1 or 2 pitches away from having a great outing versus just a good outing. And tonight, I really focused on just making all my pitches, hitting all my spots, and I think I did a pretty good job with that.
Hey, Garrett, it's Glenn West here. Good to be talking to you again. I mean, Coach Mainieri just talked to us a little bit about, perspective and he obviously brought up Jaden Hill's injury yesterday. I mean, you're a pitcher on that staff, and you guys probably spend a lot of time together. I mean, just, how gut-wrenching was it, I guess, to hear the news of Jaden's injury, and just kind of, how do you guys move forward now without him in the lineup?
Yeah, I feel for Jaden a lot. I mean, obviously, potential top 5 draft, top 5, top 10 draft pick going into this season, and I just think from going through practice every day with Jaden and stuff and just knowing how he is as a person, I think that he's going to overcome that injury really well. He's a hard worker, and he's determined to get better every single day. And as a staff, the way we take that, I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. We just got to put our heads down and keep working, and someone's got to step up into that Sunday spot. I know Landon and AJ are going to do well Friday and Saturday. So like I said, someone's going to have to step up in that Sunday spot and definitely make up a lot for Jaden not being able to be in the rotation.
Garrett, what sort of impact did Mainieri's discussion have on y'all yesterday? Really, emphasizing perspective and all those sorts of things. Because he said y'all actually didn't have a great practice, but did it sort of leave an impression on you guys coming into today?
I mean, it kind of did. I mean, starting off practice yesterday, we all sat down and he just talked to us a little about Jaden's injury, and what he was talked about just made me think about a lot as a player, because like basically what he was saying was like, you never know when like it's going to be your last pitch on the mound, and you never know when it's going to be your last at bat or anything. So I think for me, like what I took away from that was just like throw every pitch like it's my last, because obviously with Jaden, he had no idea that was about to happen to him. And just have that. I think if I have that mentality and all of the guys on our team have that mentality, like play every game like it's your last, and I think we'll do a lot of great things.
Just overall, I mean, how did it feel to get a win? I mean, just emotionally, was it sort of a relief or just excitement? How do you feel right now having won a game instead of
felt really good?
Lost one?
Yeah, it felt really good. I'm glad that we got a good bit of hits tonight. Hopefully that carries over into the series at Kentucky. It's going to be a tough one, I mean, but I think that gave our hitters a lot of confidence tonight, and all the pitchers did really well tonight too. So that's going to give the staff some confidence going in. I think we're going to be fine against them. We're going to show up and play our game. We're going to do well.
Any more questions for Garrett? Thank y'all. Y'all can start with questions for Gio.
Gio, welcome back to the field. How did it, just feel to get back out there again? And where do you feel like you're at health-wise coming off that hamstring strain?
Thank you. Feel pretty good. I was excited to get back there and, be a part of a team again and help my guys out. Health-wise, I feel really good. Been putting a lot of work in with Corey Couture and just nonstop day-to-day stuff, just making sure I was ready for that moment, and I'm feeling really good.
Yeah. Hey, Gio, how tricky are those hamstring injuries? For a couple of weeks there, it looked like you were going to come back, but you came back for a game and you had to go back out again. I mean, just how difficult, I guess, was the last, 4 or 5 weeks, just not really knowing when you were going to be 100%, and just kind of how did you overcome that, I guess?
It was a little frustrating. I didn't realize at first how severe it was or how tough it would be to come back. Battled some hamstring stuff in high school, but it never really affected me. But I think just with all the work that I put in with Corey and all that stuff definitely helped me out for sure.
Could you take us back to the original play? What did it feel like when it happened there, that opening weekend?
Well, I can tell you it didn't feel too great. I was running for that fly ball in shallow right center, and I just kind of got like one of those pops run into it. It was right before the catch, and I knew right away as soon as it like had that pop feeling, my leg tightened up, and that was kind of it.
With an injury like that, what do you have to do to rehab?
Big part of it is rest, just letting it rest and heal by itself, and then getting it strong again. Working with Corey, we did some stem and heat, different stretches, and a lot of running for sure, and then some blood flow restriction exercises too to get it hamstring back strong again.
You obviously bring a lot of stability to that center field spot, when you're healthy. I mean, I guess kind of what's the focus for you moving forward? Not only just maintaining the hamstring, but trying to help you guys get out of this early hole that you've kind of dug yourselves in SEC play.
Definitely think just kind of there's no kind of warming up to it anymore. We're in the second half of the season, so I think just going out there and giving it everything I have, controlling my controllables, and making sure that I'm healthy no matter what. I think I'll be able to continue to help us out in center and produce at the plate.
How I don't know what the word would be exactly, but I mean, I guess what did it feel like to, first pitch back and you hit the double into left field there? Was that just sort of like, okay, I'm back now kind of thing?
I think from a team perspective, it kind of was, but for me, it was like I hadn't left. I had been hitting for a while and putting a lot of work in with Eddie Smith and just making sure that I was ready for that moment. And, we worked on that situation countless times. So once I came up to the bat, I knew I had to get it done.
How much live pitching had you faced over the last couple of months?
I think 2 weeks ago when I had those last couple at bats versus Mississippi State, and then faced a couple of our guys coming back from some injuries. Faced them a couple of times in live ABs, and besides that, it just machine work and working with Eddie Smith in the cages.
I guess overall, just before going into this Kentucky series, to have a game like this where you'll have 12 hits and just sort of everybody's hitting well, how much confidence does that build going into Kentucky after the way the last couple weeks have gone?
I think it puts a lot of confidence in us. We're a really good hitting team, and I think we just gotta trust our guys and understand that this is all part of the process. Take it one game at a time, and it's never going to be just one guy doing it for us. I think we know that we're all that guy. We all have the ability to contribute to our team, and I'm excited for this weekend for sure.
Any more questions for Jim? Thank you all.